Hi friends, my name is Rachel Furaha. I'm writing my first debut novella called Song of the Flameborn. This is a fantasy fiction, and it's a first book in a series that I've been dreaming about for a long time. Today, I want to tell you how it all got started. Not in a library, not in a castle, not in a writing retreat. It all started on the notes app of my phone. I remember the exact moment. I was lying in bed, just about to fall asleep, and my mind was drifting, and I saw this little golden bird perched on a Windows lattice. It wasn't part of any story that I was working on yet, but I knew that it was something that I wanted to incorporate into one of my stories one day. So when I started writing seriously, that was the first story that I went with. I opened my notes app and I just wrote it down, like one line or two, and I had no idea what it meant, but I knew that it mattered. And that is what started my story, Song of the Flameborn. I started collecting these little pieces like character names and lines of dialogue and fragments of scenes. I didn't really have a plot, just vibes at the moment. A girl with golden eyes, a queen with a hidden past, and a kingdom that has forgotten its story. Sometimes I would write these things in between my commutes to and from work, in between emails, and even waiting in line somewhere. And soon I realized this wasn't just a few cool ideas. This was a world, and it was waiting to be born. I think the turning point was when I stopped waiting for the perfect moment to write and just started writing. I gave myself permission to start writing, even if it's writing scenes out of order and just write out of instinct at the moment. I remember writing just a line, and it said, "Let me take you into a place where fire remembers." And that just gave me a chill. Like, okay, this is a whole book now. Song of the Flameborn is about a fallen kingdom trying to rise again. It's about legacy, it's about identity, and it's about sacrifice and what we are willing to sacrifice for hope. And at the center of this is a prince, and he's trying to lead his people after the land has forgotten its own magic. Though here and there are people who still remembered his father's legacy, remembered how the kingdom was so rich, but it's like they had lost the fight in them. And so this prince comes to help them ignite that fire and remember everything that they had lost and fight for getting back everything. Well, I don't want to give too much away, so that's all I can say for now. But all I can say is that it's a story that asks what happens when fire dies and someone dares to light it up again. Every step brought me closer to the story that I was meant to tell. And every time I go back to that original note of that golden firebird, it reminds me how far I have come. Two reasons. First, for myself, just so that I can look back and remember how far I have come. Sometimes, we forget how much we've grown. And second, for the writers and the readers out there who are on their own journey. And if you're dreaming of a story and you're scribbling notes on your phone like I used to and wondering if it's worth it, this is your sign. Keep going, keep at it. And apart from the writers, of course, it's for the readers who want to be part of the story, who want to follow along on the process and get to see the what can I say, the ins and outs of the story. So you're very welcome. Song of the Flameborn began with one spark, one image, one idea that I just couldn't shake. If you've got a story tugging at your heart, follow it. Even if all you have is just a sentence or just a line in your notes app or somewhere you've just written it down in a journal, that's enough. You can start with that. You just have to start writing. Let me know in the comments where your story began, and make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and share with someone who loves storytelling. Thank you.